A carnival atmosphere prevails in a country setting outside Toronto, Ontario, Canada. One day each week, country folk along with racing enthusiasts throng to what is becoming a weekly pastime. Homemade French fries, hot dogs, and hamburgers bring one's thoughts to yesteryears when the country, not the big city, was the main way of life. The local racetrack, that is Automobile Track, has become one of North America's proven popular and entertaining sporting venues. Today, the men of the track bring their toys to this Ontario countryside for the GM Motorsport National Stock Car Series, the GM Parts 150. This is the GM Motorsport Hour, brought to you by General Motors of Canada Limited. Quality GM parts, the expert choice. And by Sony, the one and only. The Chevrolet 200 at Delaware Speedway near London, Ontario, saw the Tampa Tornado Robbie Crouch go the distance, and he did it without a pit stop while holding off continuous pressure from Junior Hanley. He took the season's first meeting, and with it, the lead in the GM Motorsport National Stock Car Series Championship.
You know, I think the main competition today was just ourselves and just use some discipline, and the way we did it, you know, it took some nerve, and it took the chance of looking pretty stupid if we'd have run out of gas or if the tires hadn't made it. So it was a gamble that paid off.
The Delaware race also saw number 72, Junior Hanley, make his return to the circuit after a year's absence, and despite playing catch-up for most of the race, he accumulated lap leader points, along with his third-place finish to claim second place in the series.
Well, the car runs really good at Delaware, and we just got in a wreck, and we finished third. But like to get in that wreck and still finish third, we were really happy.
Along with Hanley, major series contenders first-year champion Russ Erlin and the ever-popular veteran Jean-Paul Cabana were less fortunate. In this pileup, both were forced to retire early. Jean-Paul was most upset with his misfortune.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed, especially the guy he cut me. You know, that's a guy with a lot of experience. I can't understand the guy with a lot of experience of this guy. He cut me for nothing. I'm very bad, you know. That's the third accident I have in third week. And that's not my fault completely. I know at fifth position, you know, I have a very good chance for finish first or second. But the reason my car was full of gas, you know, and I'm okay for the rest of the race.
But today is a different day. A new race, a chance for a comeback, maybe a chance for revenge. The repairs have been made. The teams are ready for the GM National Stock Car Series race number 2. The GM Parts 150 from Mosport International Speedway. It is a beautiful evening here at Mosport International Speedway, and we are set for the second round of the GM National Stock Car Championship Series. I'm Jim Paulson, and some other elements here tonight. First round of the $50,000 Budweiser Triple Crown and a night event. Our co-host Dave Moody with me. This is quite a first tonight, David.
Oh, it is indeed, and the night racing is always special, but what gets attention down on pit road is the Bud Triple Crown Series. Budweiser has posted $50,000 to any driver that can win all 3 legs of the Triple Crown this season, here at Sanair and in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. But in order to get that $50,000 bonus, you have to win here tonight, and that's going to be a tall order.
Things I'm curious about, David. First, the lighting. Can that be a problem for them? Are they used to it?
They're very much used to it. This series races under the lights at least half the time throughout the summer months, and of all the racetracks they run at night, this is the best lit of all.
It's also been a long day. I'm wondering if the locals don't have an advantage here, such as young Derek Lynch or Randy McDonald. They didn't have to come far.
No, they didn't. Folks like Rolly McDonald, he's 20 hours away up in Pictou, Nova Scotia, and it certainly is the end of a long day right now for him, and we haven't even run the race yet. The fastest guy on the track is a local. He's Junior Hanley from right up the road in Campbellville, Ontario. But how much is that local advantage worth? Hard to say. He's never raced here before.
And look out, Russ Orland won this one last year. There are so many elements here and new names.
There are indeed new names. We already mentioned Derek Lynch, Robbie Thompson from Owen Sound, Ontario, only his second year on the tour, and a kid by the name of Dan Beatty from Barrie, Vermont, finished second just a couple of weeks ago. He's going to be tough here today as well.
A lot of other elements too, and we're going to learn about those from pit row. Here is Eric Hollow.
Here at Mosport, brakes and fuel could be the story. Most teams are expected to go the entire distance on one tank of fuel, and they won't be pitting at all. However, as for brakes, they have to be careful. They have to watch what they're doing, because if they don't, they could run out of them before the end of this event.
The first round is in the books. It's Robbie Crouch on top with 108 points. Junior Hanley not far off at 102. Then Bill Zardo Sr. Now, tonight's lineup at Mosport.
36 cars squaring off to take the green flag. At first at the front of the pack, Junior Hanley of Campbellville, Ontario in car number 72. Outside the 01, the defending GM champion Randy McDonald of Oshawa, Ontario. Row 2, the 00, Roger Leperle of Saint-Denis, Quebec. Alongside Leperle to start fourth, Kevin LePage of Shelburne, Vermont in car number 21. Row 3, and starting fifth tonight, Robbie Crouch, the GM Series point leader. Crouch from Georgia, Vermont. And on the outside in sixth, the Jerry's Truck Service Chevrolet, Robbie Thompson of Owen Sound, Ontario. In row number 4, Harmon Beaver Dragon of Milton, Vermont, the 30-year racing veteran. And outside dragon in eighth, one of the young lions of the GM Series, Derek Lynch of Norwood, Ontario in car number 15. Row 5, Wayne Howden of Milton, Ontario, part-time competitor in 1991, and alongside Sylvain Metivier, the youngster from Montreal, Quebec. In row number 6, Gary Bellafleur and rookie Brad Layton. Row 7 will go to Maine's Dick Belisle and Quebec's Jean-Paul Cabana. In row number 8, side by side, it'll be Gord Bennett in the 67 and the 77 of Andre Baudouin. Rob Clark and rookie Phil Pinkham will go in row number 9. Row number 10 of the starting field, Claude Leclerc in the 11, the 2 of Buzzy Bezanson, Russ Erlin, the 89 GM Series champion, and Bill Zardo Sr. in row number 11. Row 12 to Rod Sauter and the Nova Scotia champion, Rolly McDonald, then Ralph Nason and Dan Beatty back in row number 13. Row 14, the 08, Steve Monroe from Ontario, and a regular driver here at Mosport, John Greedy. Alan Long and rookie Danny Knoll Jr. will go from row 15. Row 16, Bill Zardo Jr. and Tony Corcoran, then Blair Bissett, Pierre Provençal, Carlton Roby, and Don Mallett.
Salt and Pepper out front tonight, the stealth fighter and the white knight, and we're ready for the green flag.
Junior Hanley inside, Randy McDonald outside as the green flag flies, and we're underway at Mosport. A side-by-side battle into turn 1, leaning on each other through the corner, and Junior Hanley sideways on the bottom of the racetrack drives away to take the early lead.
I'm not going to speculate on whose rear end got out there, but they tapped a touch, but it was enough to get Junior Hanley in front. McDonald, Randy hangs on to him.
Kevin LePage in the LePage Motorsports Thunderbird running a solid fourth right now with one of our in-car cameras, one of 5 that'll be carrying the colors through the race. You'll see what they see right out the front windshield in this event.
Rest of the field away cleanly, and already Junior Hanley beginning to dominate. Randy dropping off the pace a little bit. Interesting configuration here at Mosport. They're dealing with it beautifully at night.
It's a very tough racetrack. Long, fast straightaways, high horsepower pulling down the front straightaway. But then you get to those high bank, tight corners. This is a very hard racetrack on brakes. These drivers will jump hard onto the brakes right about now as they dive into the corner. And Junior Hanley, who's had some problems in the brake department in past races this year, so far has got no trouble whatsoever. As his crew looks on, he's out in front and leading.
Well, they don't look that concerned at this stage of the day, so early in the event. Rest of the field now coming through, and safely, I might point out.
Junior Hanley with a very brisk early pace, already putting laps on some of the back markers in the field. The Carlton Roby machine goes down a lap. Blair Bissett in car number 65 as well. And right now, 2 cars attempting to break away. As you put it, Salt and Pepper at the front, Hanley and Randy McDonald.
Well, fortunately, a lot of these back markers wise enough to head up high, and the leader's running pretty well about mid-track right now, so I don't know if you can save a break at that stage or not. They know as the night goes by, they can become a problem.
Jim, I'll admit being a little bit surprised at the pace here in the early laps of this event. Junior Hanley and Randy McDonald have really pulled away from the third-place automobile of Roger LaPerle. Those two drivers obviously are very comfortable with their race cars right now.
Well, you can't tell me that Randy McDonald is not going to be hungry here in what he considers his home bailiwick, right near Oshawa, Ontario, his hometown. They come up on more of the field, but for early in the event, he hasn't really had a go yet at Junior.
No, indeed. He's content, at least for the moment, to hang back. There's Bill Zardo Jr. with the roof cam in car number 40, and there's trouble right in front of him as Rolly McDonald has gone around. There's McDonald, the Nova Scotia champion, in car number 13, a good 20 hours away from home, and his evening is not going according to plan already.
We're not going to miss Rolly tonight. He's got a Dayglow 13 or something painted on the car. It literally glows. It shines in the lights here at Mosport. We bring the field down under yellow.
Well, Billy Zardo Jr. gave us a good look at that accident as he carries the roof cam. Both members of the Zardo family with cameras mounted on the top of the roofs of their automobiles. We'll see if we can point them out as they come through. There's Rolly McDonald spinning around, and right down on the bottom of the racetrack, the green car, Bill Zardo Jr., just barely sneaking through it all. Here he comes. Perhaps you can see the roof cam on the top as Zardo just now comes into the picture, and that's a rather unique shot that you can't get from the grandstand.
Indeed. Okay, oh, look at this. That's a shame, really. Rolly McDonald brings it around. I thought he was going to pull out. No, he's decided he's going to motor on here. Our leaders, Junior Hanley, Randy McDonald, Roger LaPerle, then Crouch and Dragon will return.
Welcome back to Mosport International Raceway. Field under caution with Junior Hanley and Randy McDonald at the front of the pack. Let's go to the pits and Eric Hollow.
You've been running in second for almost 30 laps now. Is everything okay?
Yeah, the car's feeling good to him. He's just laying back. Hopefully he'll let Junior run his car a little harder, get the tires worn out in his car, and we'll save our car till the end. We're looking to lead a few laps, maybe get a few extra points.
Has Randy been talking to you?
Yeah, we talk to him on the radio quite frequently, every lap.
How are the brakes holding up?
The brakes are good right now. Unless he drives really hard and gets them hot, they work fine. As soon as you get them hot, they fade a little, and then you just have to back off for a lap or two.
Junior Hanley humming me and my shadow as they come through, waiting for another green flag here tonight.
Pace car comes in, field is back under green. Hanley and McDonald, and this time it's Randy McDonald with the brake on the outside. Let's see if Hanley can hold him off. Down low, Hanley coming back at them. They are nose to nose coming out of turn 2.
Oh no, I think Randy's gamble was bad. He's gone for the high line here. Now he gives it another little burst, but no, Junior taps him. Oh, more than a tap. They really bashed each other there, and as a result, Randy falls back.
Randy McDonald goes all the way back to third place as Roger LaPerle in the 00 sneaks under. Robbie Crouch is trying to follow LaPerle's example and take away the number 3 spot. Junior Hanley now, I guarantee, with some black donut marks on the right side door of car number 72. We've got the yellow out as we've got a car around in turn 1 and 2. I believe it's the Bill Zardo Jr. automobile. Zardo in car number 40 and the 07 of Phil Pinkham.
Well, we can usually pick up on the Zardo cars. They're the ones with our roof cams that are mounted for the event here tonight, and there's one of our roof cams temporarily sort of out of service.
I'm not sure if Bill Zardo is intentionally giving us a little bit of an extra show with the roof cam. Let's see what happened to the little Z this time around as he gets down on the inside of the racetrack in turn 1 and 2. Just some bumping and grinding back there, and he really gets into the back end of Claude Leclerc's machine, lifts the number 11 a couple of feet off the ground, and then they're tangling behind. Zardo goes around, and yes, he got a good look at the field as they took evasive action.
Boy, I'll say Zardo just sort of fell back into the field, caused a little bit more damage there. Another view, though, this bumping incident, they really have a go here. These are our 2 race leaders, Junior Hanley, the white, Randy McDonald, the black.
And that's a good, solid rubbing job by both of those competitors. Hanley got a little bit sideways, slid up into McDonald. Neither driver gives an inch, and Roger LaPerle ends up with second place.
We're in the pit of Bill Zardo Jr. having a lot of problems out there. What's going on?
Well, we had the car was running loose during the day, and he tightened it up a bit. We thought the track would get looser at night, but I guess it just got tighter, and he's pushing now. He got up in outside of the 1X. He said it put him up a bit higher, and he got in the loose gravel, just lost it up there. It's not bad. It's just pushing too much for him to stay down.
Are you thinking about bringing him in?
Well, we're not. We were talking about it, but he's still on the lead lap.
And the leaders are Junior Hanley, number 72 out front. What a great run tonight for Roger LaPearl, the big double O, trying to prove something here in Ontario, and Randy McDonald, the local favorite, sitting in third.
Here comes the restart. Hanley down low, LaPearl up high. A great opportunity for the veteran from St. Denis, Quebec. Green flag is out, and they are dead even at the start-finish line, right behind Crouch and McDonald in third and fourth place.
Okay, it's LaPearl's turn to try to be aggressive here. He does so, but again, I think he's riding too high on the course here, Dave.
Well, he's got no choice. Junior Hanley holding on to that low groove, drives underneath him to regain the lead. LaPearl gets it back, though, in single file to hold second. Crouch has regained third, and Randy McDonald having a bit of a fight right now for fourth place, as Kevin LePage and Beaver Dragon are double file right behind him in fifth and sixth.
Now Junior pulls away a little bit. We spotted him sliding away just a touch here in one or two of the corners, so maybe getting a little slippery tonight, or maybe the tires are wearing away a touch.
Junior Hanley's kind of racetrack here at Mosport, a high-speed oval. Here's the challenge for second. Roger LaPearl, the 00, trying to hold off Robbie Crouch, the six-time American-Canadian Tour champion. Crouch right down on the inside with perhaps a little bit of a bump for the St. Pierre auction machine of Roger LaPearl.
Well, let's face it, Robbie Crouch won the first round. I think in the first event this year, he never did see LaPearl. Today, he's wondering, what is this guy doing in front of me?
Now, Robbie Crouch knows he's only got a single-digit advantage over Junior Hanley right now, and he can see Hanley rapidly disappearing from the front of the field. He is working hard on Roger LaPearl once again in 1 and 2.
And look at 0-1, Randy McDonald. The shadow knows. Now, what is he going to do here? If he plays this properly on the outside, they may have Crouch boxed in.
Randy McDonald apparently feels that he's faster than the 00 of Roger LaPearl and the 48 of Robbie Crouch. He's going to try and do it the hard way. Here's Crouch right on the back bumper of LaPearl, and there's the 0-1. Randy McDonald has picked up the spot.
Okay, well, Randy played that one beautifully. Now he sets out after LaPearl. The 00 is not going to let him by, and in the meantime,
we've got a car down on the inside of the turn. Claude Leclerc on the Auto Pro Chevrolet spins down to the bottom of the racetrack, but he's right back underway, and the field will stay under the green flag. And look at the lead that Junior Hanley has built up. While LaPearl, Crouch, and McDonald battle for position, Hanley has said, thank you very much. I'm going to walk right away and hold on to the lead for a while yet.
You know, here's the danger. Now, Randy does go to the inside. He's going to try to have a go at LaPearl down here. They'll come up to corner one. He pulls it off.
Randy McDonald, clearly one of, if not the fastest car on the racetrack right now. He has come from about the number 5 position to take over second. But now comes the big job. He's got to run down Junior Hanley. And once he catches him, he's got to do something with him.
Okay, this is Randy's turn. I love this pass. We got to look at this one more time. Randy really seems to power right in here, brakes a little later, and it's just a brush of brake, and bang, he's by LaPearl.
Well, that's the first sign of a well-handling race car, when you can go deeper into the corner than the other guy. And look, he does it both on the inside and on the outside. He's able to stay on the accelerator and off the brake longer than Crouch and LaPearl, and that makes more speed in the corners.
Now, what is Robbie Crouch thinking at this point? Let's join him as he comes up on LaPearl now. He's going to work on the inside and try to take off after Randy, but LaPearl may not cooperate with that.
Robbie Crouch ducking down to the inside, gets it back to the outside, and moves around the lap car of Blair Bassett. So Crouch finally finds a road underneath Roger LaPearl. Now it's Crouch in third, LaPearl fourth, Beaver Dragon, and Kevin LePage.
Well, I hate to say it, I think it's LaPearl who is not playing. Oh, look, talk about a crowd. I was going to talk about the crowd. Now it's a trio down in the corner.
Derek Lynch in car number 15 is involved. Can't tell who the other two automobiles are quite yet, but Lynch has definitely rumpled up the fiberglass on the nose of the Hamblin Antenna System Chevrolet. He's got some severe body damage on that machine, but he's going to drive it away, so there may be hope yet.
Okay, we'll get a replay on this, and there we are. The cars begin to go. Just the trio down on the inside.
That's Rolly McDonald getting into the back of the 07 machine of Phil Pinkham. So McDonald and Pinkham for the second time tonight, both involved in a skirmish in the corners.
Current leaders, Junior Hanley, well out in front. Then Randy McDonald, Robbie Crouch, LaPearl will return. We're back under the yellow at Mosport tonight. Junior Hanley, the race leader, Randy McDonald in second place. Now, earlier today, we had the second round of the GM Parts Pit Stop competition. After one event, Jean-Paul Cabana's team leaded with 19 points. Here's Dave with the call earlier.
The defending champions of the GM Parts National Pit Stop competition, the Rent-A-Wreck team from Tampa, Florida, and Georgia, Vermont, the Robbie Crouch Motorsport team. Here they come. Robbie Crouch across the line. The clock is running. Watch this group go. If they get a good one, they could win it all. Right side is in the air. Tires are off, and they are competitive at the halfway point. Look at this group go. They have got a shot at it. Right rear is done. Right front is done. The car is away, and that's a great stop for the Robbie Crouch team. We'll wait for the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we said they could get it done, and they did. How about an 18.403 for the Robbie Crouch team? 18.403 for the 48 crew from Tampa, Florida. And that is the fastest time of the season. 0 penalties for the 48 team, and it will stand.
So Robbie Crouch's team wins today at Mosport. They move into 5th overall, but Jean-Paul Cabana's group still on top with 33 points. Bill Zardo Sr. right behind with 32, then Junior Hanley. The race leader is Junior Hanley. Number 72, Randy McDonald, 0-1 still in second. Let's go to Eric in pit road.
So far, it's been a pretty good run. You came from a few spots back. Everything looks smooth. How are things out there for Robbie?
Things are going good for us right now. We're just, there's a long ways to go. We're just going to ride it out and, see what happens at the end.
Did you make any changes from earlier races today?
No, not at all. We haven't changed the car all day. It's been pretty good all day. And, we just hope for the best at the end.
How close are you going to be on fuel today?
We don't perceive to have any problem at all going on fuel. We went all the way at London, and the tracks are fairly compatible, and this is 50 laps shorter. So,
how about the brake situation?
We shouldn't have any trouble. That's about the only thing we did do to the car today is we did add 2 more brake ducts to the front. So, at this point, there's no problem at all.
Brake ducts might explain that perhaps as we get set for the restart.
Well, it's vent holes cut in the front of the race car with piping back to the brakes to get cool air onto them and help them hold up a little bit longer. And right now, they are working for Robbie Crouch as he is in the 3rd spot as we go back to green flag racing. 69 laps complete. Hanley once again has the lead. Randy McDonald ducks it right back down in second as the sparks fly off the bottom of turn number 2.
In fact, look at this, a 2-3 length lead for Junior Hanley now that he's back out in front. Talk about Hanley hardball. We're watching that game tonight.
Junior Hanley is not pacing himself whatsoever, or at least if he is, it's awfully bad news for the competition because he has been able to run away from just about everyone so far tonight. Hanley out in front, Randy McDonald second, Robbie Crouch third. No change among the leaders right now. And there you can see, the 00 of La Pearl, but Don Mallet has gone for a bit of a spin. And the Atlas Auto Parts machine, first-time competitor on the GM Series, and he is back on track in the 57.
Yeah, not a major problem for Don. No major traffic there. We get back to our race leaders, and they, in fact, are the ones coming up on traffic, and that traffic is helping Randy to catch up.
Carlton Roby in the 24 throwing a bit of a block, and Randy McDonald is ducking down to the inside of Hanley. A 3-wide move down the front straightaway, but Hanley keeps his heel in it, drives around the outside, and McDonald is loose at the top.
He flies. He throws himself up into that corner for Randy. It was a gamble, a move. Didn't pay off, but it could have.
Well, it was a one-time opportunity for Randy McDonald. The lap traffic broke just right that he had a shot on the inside, but the only way to make it work was to go hard into turn 1, and as it turned out, a little bit too hard as he very nearly got up in the marbles, those loose pieces of rubber on the outside of turn number 1. Watch the Randy McDonald team as the back end of that car breaks away, and he almost takes it all the way to the wall.
Indeed. In fact, very close to these wall-mounted camera units that we have around Mosport tonight. By the way, getting some great footage here, not only from the side of the track, but from in-car as well. Back to our race leaders.
Junior Hanley heading down the back chute will put a lap on the Andre Beaudoin car number 77. Hanley now has got a little bit of breathing room, but hey, it's disappearing again. Randy McDonald did not suffer much from that near spin a couple of laps ago. The 01 is definitely quick right now, and he is closing in on Hanley.
Robbie Crouch scoots by Zardo in number 40, and Robbie's still running a very nice 3rd place, dealing with traffic quite nicely as well.
Very methodical 3rd place run right now for Robbie Crouch as Junior Hanley works out of turn 4. He's about to put one of the pre-race favorites 1 lap down to the field as he is right on the back bumper of Rolly McDonald. McDonald, the big man from Pictou, Nova Scotia, had himself a good run going early. He's had a couple of off-road excursions, and now he is 1 lap down as Hanley blows by on the outside.
There's Hanley. Here comes Randy McDonald, but a pack of traffic is sitting in front of the duo.
and another group of top runners. Bill Zardo Sr. right in that pack as well, along with Jean-Paul Cabana. And that two-abreast racing in front of the leaders has allowed Randy McDonald to close right back in again. Hanley trying to find some room, trying to find any room on the outside. He moves up on Bill Zardo, can't find the lane he needs and has to drop it back in line. There's the Zardo roof cam looking backwards, and there's Junior Hanley honking the horn saying, come on, Billy, I've got a race to win.
You know, the only thing Junior is not doing is waving a fist. He's doing everything else to encourage, I would think, Zardo to maybe give some ground, but well, why? Oh, we do have a yellow out here, though.
Trouble on the racetrack, a big cloud of dust and some cars off. Let's see if we can get a look out of the front windshield of the Robbie Crouch automobile. A multi-car excursion, and Ralph Nason has hit the wall hard on the back straightaway. It's out of our line of sight here from the broadcast tower, but Nason has really pounded the inside retaining wall. This is a very serious crash for the Chrysler LeBaron of Ralph Nason.
Really, but all we're seeing is a little bit of that bodywork sitting right in the middle of that picture. Now the pace car out, of course, and as we come around with our in-car cams, we might get a little better peek here, but a lot of damage on that Nason equipment.
Well, you can see the safety crews on the scene almost immediately. I'll tell you what, one of the things about this Mosport Oval, that if you get off track on the inside of the back straightaway, there's a hard ride in your immediate future. And Ralph Nason has just found that out in car number 10.
Here's the rundown. Junior Hanley, the race leader, Randy McDonald, Robbie Crouch, La Pearl, still Beaver Dragon running in 5th.
I'm in Ralph Nason's pit now. They tell me he's okay. The ambulance ride is just a routine check. So again, he's fine, maybe just some bruises. His car, however, is a different story.
It is indeed a different story, as Nason's machine will take 2 wreckers to be removed from the racetrack. As a matter of fact, our sources down on the back straightaway say that the impact of that crash broke a 6-foot section out of the solid concrete wall on the inside of the back chute.
There we are, the drama continuing here. Everything pretty well cleared up. Should be back to a green. Oh, this is unfortunate. Jean-Paul Cabana, 5A, sitting in pit row. No 499th win for Jean-Paul tonight. Our 38-year veteran, though, heads back out, Dave.
He pitted under caution. The hood was up for an extended period, and Cabana is back, but he's dead last on the field. Here comes the restart. Hanley and McDonald once again inside and out in row 1, and Randy McDonald gets a great jump this time. McDonald is going to win the drag race into turn number 1, and for the first time tonight, we've got a new leader, Randy McDonald, in the 0-1.
And look at this, Randy running quite high. I notice that Junior still kind of hangs in lower, now moves up a little bit on McDonald, and still Randy's line seems a little higher. I wonder if brakes or tires aren't coming into effect. Look at the gang cheering him on from pit wall.
Well, led on by the head cheerleader himself, Doc McDonald, Randy's father and the owner of the team. You know, Randy McDonald, a few laps before the caution, lost a good deal of ground to Junior Hanley after a little bit of a bump and run session. He made it up very quickly, and now after taking the lead, we've got to wonder, maybe for the first time tonight, Junior Hanley is not the fastest car on the race.
Oh, now we have a spin. It's going to mean another yellow. Steve Monroe is out of it here in turn 2. Nothing major. I guess a spin. He brings the car back. He'll throw it in reverse now. Try to get back into the fray, but it's enough to at least bring out the yellow. Randy will not like that.
No, indeed. Randy McDonald just barely got the lead, and now he's going to face another side-by-side situation with Junior Hanley. Here's what happened the last time. Randy McDonald really with a strong burst of horsepower on that outside lane in the GM Parts Pro Shop machine, and by the time they get to turn 1, he's got a 2-car length lead on Junior Hanley.
You know, well, Randy cuts in a little bit here, but no, he does. In fact, he cuts right in front of Junior Hanley, but beat him legitimately down into corner number 1.
McDonald and Hanley putting on the show, but back in third is Robbie Crouch. Let's meet the man they call the Tampa Tornado.
You know, the newspaper and the media talk about statistics. I've got a couple for you. $756,000 in career-winning totals. 6 ACT championships. That's what this number 48, the Tampa Tornado of Robbie Crouch, has. This 39-year-old driver will be competing in 1991 against the likes of Junior Hanley, Randy McDonald, and Jean-Paul Cabana in his quest for the 7th ACT and GM Motorsports National Stock Car Series Championship.
Well, certainly experience is the biggest thing you can have on your side in this game. I mean, the equipment level is pretty much the same for all the teams. So experience, I mean, certainly you have to have the talent to compete. You have to have good equipment, but experience can make up for a lot of deficiencies you have in other areas. Winning championships always has a certain amount of pressure to it, because if you win it once and you don't repeat or you can't repeat, then it puts you in the class of, a one-shot deal, or someone that just can't put the consistency together that it requires in this sport to year after year continually be on top of your game. And so there's a lot of pressure in that respect, but certainly if you've never won it, there's even more pressure to prove that you can compete on this level. There's always a lot of pressure that you put on yourself, and certainly your team and your sponsors are putting pressure on you to always succeed. So it's the same for everyone, whether they've been successful in the past or they're just building their program up.
In 1991, Robbie Crouch has probably been dealt a little bit of a difficult set of cards. But don't discount the Tampa Tornado. The wind isn't out of this guy's storm. Keep your eye on Robbie Crouch, because you never know. He may be blowing by the checkered flags, making it number 7 in his little string of stormy winds.
And there's Randy McDonald, a new leader for the first time tonight in the GM Parts machine. Let's go down to his pit with Eric Hollow.
When the green flag dropped, Randy McDonald was there. Yeah, he went fairly well there. We've been trying to get him junior on the outside. We've been having trouble getting out of 4 on the outside. Finally got a good bite, and we finally got him. It's a good show, isn't it?
Can he hang on?
Pardon me?
Can he hang on?
Yeah, we should be all right. We've been pretty well the fastest here all night. Now that Randy's going to have his choice of lanes, we should be all right. But we got a green coming up here again. The fun starts again, eh?
Well, look at the front runners as we get set for the green. Randy McDonald, Junior Hanley. Who's this Gord Bennett who's dropped up in 5th place as we get back to green?
Gord Bennett's a good runner from Ontario, and there's another good runner from Ontario. Junior Hanley takes it back on the outside. That outside line is not the fast way around this racetrack, but you wouldn't know it from watching the front of the pack on the last 2 starts. So Randy McDonald leads exactly 2 circuits, and Hanley is back on top.
Now, don't ignore Robbie Crouch. We've learned a little bit about this young man. He's sitting in 3rd place. He's got the first victory of the year. When will he make his move? Randy tries a move now.
Well, these two are really going at it. Hanley and McDonald. Watch one more time as for the 2nd consecutive restart, the outside line gets a bit of a break as Junior Hanley again puts that horsepower to work. We've talked about it all season long, and once again, Hanley has the advantage, and he's opened it up now to 4 car lengths as they hit turn 4.
In car with Robbie Crouch, having a look at the little confrontation going on up front. Can't help but think that Robbie's got something plotting. Something's going on back here.
Well, Robbie Crouch over the years has been the man that's waited for the final 25 or 30 laps and then come out of nowhere to make his move and steal the race. He's right on schedule so far as Crouch is up to the number 3 spot and closing on the leaders. But I'll tell you what, Junior Hanley and Randy McDonald are not going to be a pair of pushovers at the front of the pack.
Junior Hanley a little further away from Randy this time. I still can't get over the amazing lighting here at Mosport tonight. And also, our amazing crew. We got about 14 different camera angles, including this speed shot.
Well, the lighting scheme here at Mosport is without question the best on the GM Motorsport National Series. And we've got trouble on the front chute. One car is around. It's the 49 of Rob Clark as he gets turned right around in the middle of the front straightaway. Rob Clark in the Spencer Steele Chevrolet gets a good look at the field. He's right back underway in a hurry, and he'll have the 49 pointed in the right direction.
It almost looked like ice racing. He just spun the car right around. Junior Hanley, the race leader, Randy McDonald in 2nd, then Crouch Bennett and Russ Erlin. We're back in the evening at Mosport, round 2 of the GM National Stock Car Championship Series, and back to the restart with Hanley out in front.
And Junior Hanley gets a big jump, so big that it looks like he's going to take Robbie Crouch along with him. Look out! McDonald slams the door on Crouch, and the 0-1 machine has spun it in the turn. A number of cars have gone around, including the 2nd place automobile of Randy McDonald.
In fact, still a little bit of dust being raised here. Rest of the field does manage to work around Randy, and he does get away one more time, but for the man in black, he blew it away very quickly on that restart. Brings it around. There we go.
There's Randy McDonald back underway, but this is a crushing blow for the GM Parts Pro Shop machine. Robbie Crouch trying to follow Hanley through on that inside line, filled the hole downstairs. McDonald tried to slam the door, but Robbie Crouch had his foot in it, and the results are a trip to the back of the pack for Randy McDonald.
Well, in fact, Junior Hanley, the artful Dodger, didn't really even have to worry about that. That happened in his rearview mirrors. We've got the safety vehicle on the track right now. We'll get things cleared up. Should be back to, that's Zardo Jr., by the way. Let's have a look at this again.
Robbie Crouch, you can see he's underneath Randy McDonald. McDonald tries to come downstairs. The contact is made, and look at Crouch and Russ Erlin run for ground. On the inside, Rolly McDonald gets into the back of Bill Zardo Jr. Erlin spins car number 8. Automobiles all over the racetrack. The 11 of Claude Leclerc takes a bit of a hit, but all in all, everybody does a pretty good job of getting by that mess as the track was almost completely blocked in turn 1.
Actually, we've been rather fortunate on the restarts up to this point. A little over anticipation, perhaps, or a little assist on Randy's part.
Now keep an eye on the inside lane. The red and white car of Robbie Crouch down to the inside. Can't go a whole lot lower. McDonald doesn't know he's there. Tries to come down to the low groove. The contact is made, and that's all she wrote for the 0-1 of McDonald.
Yeah, look at this. The crafty Crouch, despite all that, does get by rather safely.
Well, Russ Erlin gave him some room to work. If Erlin had held his line, Crouch would have had nowhere to go but into the side of Randy McDonald for the second time in about 50 feet of racing. But Erlin gave up the line, gave Crouch some room to escape, and as a result, the 48 continues. Here's Junior Hanley still pacing the field at the front under the caution flag, and the man in second now is the 48, Robbie Crouch.
Oh, and do we have activity along pit road? There's no question that Randy McDonald, our reigning champion, the GM parts man, is not going to give up at this point. The crew have done their work. He is back into the battle. We're back with the McDonald team, in fact, signaling their man back along pit row, or maybe Randy has called back in and they did not correct the earlier problem. They'll have another go here.
They're checking the toe out on the front end of that automobile, making sure that both front tires are heading in the same direction. They've measured the front of the tires. Now they'll go back and measure the rear, compare the two measurements to make sure everybody's heading in the same direction. As you can well imagine, if the right front's heading in a different direction than the left front, it's awfully hard to get that race car through the corners.
Well, here comes the rest of the field going by while Randy still dawdles along pit row. There's no question our reigning champion, last year's Rookie of the Year. If he's going to be anywhere near the front runners, it's going to be a dramatic charge he'll have to make now.
Well, they've put a new right rear tire on the GM Parts Pro Shop machine. He stalled the motor, but they get him pushed off in a hurry. He'll rejoin at the rear, and here comes the field looking for green. Hanley and Crouch in row number 1. The 00, Roger LaPerle, and back in the picture, Brad Layton in the 1X.
Green flag flies, and no question, Junior Hanley one more time leaps out in front, and here's the view from Robbie Crouch's car. Looks like he even gave him a little tap there.
A little bit of a love tap out of turn number 2, just letting Junior Hanley know he's there as the field sorts out down the back straightaway. Hanley the leader, Crouch is second, LaPerle has taken third, and on the outside, Brad Layton in the 1X trying to hold on, ducks it back in line. Some contact between Layton and the 15 of Derek Lynch, and you could see the fiberglass fly as they hit the front straightaway.
You certainly see the sparks fly in an evening gathering, there's no question. Junior Hanley still well away. Robbie Crouch, who in 1991 is steaming on toward that $1 million mark in earnings, would love to make it a win here tonight. He's not letting Junior get away easily.
Junior Hanley's going to have his hands full, no question, but right now he's got himself about 3 car lengths in hand. Crouch is second, then a couple of dark horses, perhaps that we didn't expect to see at the front at this stage of the race. Roger LaPerle in the 00 and the 15 of Derek Lynch. Lynch, just a youngster, just 20 years old from Norwood, Ontario, but he's driving that car like a veteran tonight. He saved his best for the end.
Still Junior Hanley very much in charge. Robbie Crouch, who won round 1, would love to make it 2 victories in a row. He certainly keeps Junior in view, and another incident on course.
That's the 35 of Dick Belisle, who's gotten around in turn number 3. The Pete Shepard machine is well involved. Looks like both cars are back underway, but the caution flag is out once again.
Well, another yellow, and again we tighten up the field, and again a replay on the incident.
Field coming in side by side, and Pete Shepard just gets tagged from behind, and the number 4 machine goes around, and you can see cars on cars. The Dick Belisle machine riding right on top of John Paul Cabana's Oldsmobile to the top of the racetrack.
Almost looked in the middle of our gathering here as if here we are. Okay, we're watching 35. Kind of strange to see them going in this direction on this facility, David.
Well, Dick Belisle trying just to get turned around in the right direction. There's the 5A of Cabana. Some damage on the left rear corner where the 35 car climbed up on top of him. So the PP Electric Oldsmobile having another rough outing here tonight at Mosport. Junior Hanley still at the front. Robbie Crouch in second. We'll go green after this.
Okay, good news and bad news, I guess. Good news is you moved up several spots. At least Robbie has.
Yeah, car's going pretty good right now. I don't know, Junior's running pretty fast though.
You got some problems with the right front.
Yeah, although I can't see him to be honest with you, so I'm not really sure. But I mean, he said the car really doesn't drive all that much different.
Is this kind of going according to plan?
Well, yeah, except for we're not leading.
Has he got enough to get up ahead of?
I don't know, if we could get some green laps, I think Junior backs up a little bit when they have some extended greens, you know, we might have a shot at it, but if we keep having the yellows, I don't know whether we can do anything with it or not.
Not much Carl's going to do anyway from his vantage point. It's up to the man on the track who is sitting beside Junior Hanley right now, set for the restart.
Here they come down to the line. Hanley on the inside, Crouch on the outside, and again it's Junior Hanley with that low groove and the high horsepower taking the lead. Crouch tucks it back down in second. Roger LaPearl, the 00 third, and a good side-by-side. Derek Lynch in the 15, the 1X of Brad Layton, and Lynch moves up a spot. He's got the number 4 position.
Well, look out. Maybe Lynch will become a factor as we head in toward the crunch of this event here at Mosport. And LaPearl, what can you say? He's had one of his great ones of the year.
He has indeed. He hasn't been out of the top 5 all night long. But Derek Lynch now is going backwards just a bit. The 1X of Brad Layton, the rookie driver, moving underneath Derek Lynch to take over 4th. Lynch drop kick back to the 5th spot.
Junior Hanley, still the race leader, and you can bet he wants to hang on to this right to the end. By the way, this is simply a warm-up. This crowd are going to be appearing at Mosport for a couple of more times in 1991, so it looks like we already know the man who may have the advantage here this year.
No question. You can see that on cool tires and with cool brakes, after a caution flag, Junior Hanley is the class of the field. He runs away from the pack and hides, but as you heard Carl Osha say, Robbie Crouch's crew chief, that with 15 or 20 or 30 consecutive green flag laps, Hanley's brakes appear to fade a bit, and that allows Crouch to close in. So right now, Junior Hanley's hoping for a nice, tidy little caution flag every 15 laps or so. Crouch wants to go the rest of the way on green.
I was going to say, the Crouch seems to be riding the course a little bit lower. Junior riding fairly high, or maybe he just prefers to be a little higher on the track.
Well, I think right now that's dictated by his race car. He gets into the corner, and he doesn't have the brakes that he ideally would like to have. We'll put a lap on Andre Beaudoin here on the back straightaway. Hanley right now is still plenty fast, but as the laps move on, there'll be more and more heat going into those brakes. Here's Randy McDonald try to thrash his way out of the back.
Well, it's not like Randy has totally disappeared, but he's working at a definite disadvantage and obviously disappointed in front of his hometown crowd. In fact, I think about to be taken by some of the folks he hadn't even seen earlier today, Dave.
Randy McDonald back in about the 20th spot, and he's running out of time. This time around 5 laps to go for Junior Hanley. Hanley with a good lead in hand, Crouch running in second, and the man on the move, here comes Russ Erlin. He's saved something for the end. Erlin on the outside looking for the number 5 position.
I wonder if Erlin has got a chance. He won the debut event here last year, of course, and looks like he's confident on the course, if nothing else, as he tries to fight his way by Derek Lynch.
Lynch on the inside, trying to hold off Russ Erlin as they race into one. Erlin sideways, goes way to the top of the track, and Derek Lynch is going to get the spot back, or is he? Erlin with a great piece of driving, holds onto the position, and he moves up 1.
You know, it seems to me that it was this sort of Erlin charge that was successful for him last year, and I think he was only fortunate that remained a success for him this time.
Russ Erlin has moved up nicely, but it's going to be too little too late in terms of winning this race as Junior Hanley is out in front and now pulling away from Robbie Crouch. Hanley in the 72 dials it down to the inside of the back straightaway. He'll look to put a lap on the Blair Bassett automobile, and there are just 2 laps remaining.
Well, the White Knight could almost walk home from here. He's charging for the Emerald, the first of that Triple Crown series of jewels in 1991.
Junior Hanley has got this one in the bag unless mechanical failure or lap traffic comes up to haunt him here in the late going. Hanley with a big lead in hand as he rolls down the back straightaway. Robbie Crouch now is pretty much destined for second place. White flag is coming out this time, out of turn number 4, a half mile away from victory lane for Junior Hanley.
Well, we got to follow Junior. The fact is, it's the old story in auto racing. It is never over until it's over. There's still some back markers in front. He wouldn't do anything naughty now, would he?
No, I don't believe it, because Junior Hanley, if he had a motor problem right now, I think could coast it home to victory lane. Crouch is well back, but holding on to second. Roger LaPearl running by himself in third, then Brad Layton and Russ Erlin. Checkered flag coming out. It's Junior Hanley, the winner of the Triple Crown 150. Crouch comes home in second. There's Roger LaPearl in third, and Junior Hanley's Quaker State crew a happy bunch on pit road.
I'll tell you, there are people gathered here at Mosport from all over the province of Ontario, some up from the States as well, just excited to see Junior Hanley run one more time, and they saw a victor run today. Look at this, only 2 lap leaders in the entire event at Mosport.
Well, that's what you call domination. 145 laps out of 150 were led by the Quaker State Ford of Junior Hanley. Hanley climbing out of the car in victory lane to the accolades of the crowd. Let's go downstairs to Eric Hollow with the winner.
Congratulations, Junior Hanley.
Thanks.
Made it look very easy up there today.
Well, I don't know. It was getting a little slip out there, and I was running out of brakes, and we were pumping the brakes on the straightaway really bad. I was glad all those cautions come out.
Who was giving you trouble out there?
Randy was running good, and I knew Robbie was right there, but with the cautions coming out that much, I figured Robbie could get going for like about 15, 20 laps.
Nice return to the series.
Yeah, thank you.
And the very first race of the Triple Crown.
First one. That's good.
And with 2 races out of 10 in the record book, Junior Hanley is now on top. Robbie Crouch second, then 3 newcomers, Layton, Lynch, and LaPearl.
Oh, what an evening it was. Beginning to cool off a little bit here at Mosport, but boy, it was hot on the track tonight, David.
Indeed it was. Junior Hanley held true to form. He was the dominant car coming off the trailer this afternoon in practice. He was the dominant car in qualifying, and he dominated tonight.
No question the Canadian fans are happy, and yet a little disappointed, a lot of the local fans, because of how Randy McDonald got beat up tonight.
Well, that's been the way his season has gone so far. He's had terrible luck, and again tonight, he was in it right until the end. It's got to be disappointing for the 01 team, but again, they ran very strong, and that'll be something to build on.
Our next stop is San Air, the big tri-oval. I think Junior Hanley's going for $50,000 this year.
Well, Junior is definitely going for the $50,000 bonus. We'll go to San Air in a couple of weeks. If he can win that one, there's $5,000 in the bank already. Then he'll go on to Andy Ganesh, Nova Scotia, looking for the $50,000. He was dominant tonight, but he's still got a long ways to go.
San Air, Quebec. That'll be our 3rd event in the General Motors National Stock Car Championship. Don't miss it. And once more, let's review the top 10 in the GM Parts 150 final here at Mosport. Our first nighttime coverage on the GM Motorsport Hour. For Eric Hollow in the pits and Dave Moody, I'm Jim Paulson. Thank you for joining us. The GM Motorsport Hour has been brought to you by General Motors of Canada Limited. Quality GM parts, the expert choice. And by Sony, the one and only. This program is copyright and is strictly for the use of our audience. Any reproduction in whole or in part is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of the GM Motorsport Hour.